What's up, guys? We're back here again, man. Harlan is back here from Betting on the MMA. This time, we're here to give you a full breakdown, deep dive, and predictions, parlays, and everything in between, man. Uh, about tomorrow's huge UFC 285 card, Jones versus Gane. The return of one of the greatest of all time, John Jones, uh, moving up a weight class to fight one of the best heavyweights on the planet in Ciryl Gane, who has pure knockout power, can knock out anybody on the planet. Jones trying to prove that he still got it, and Ciryl Gane trying to prove that, hey, there's weight class for a reason, and the old guys are coming are done. So something's got to give, man. Either John Jones solidifies himself as the GOAT, or Ciryl Gane takes a huge step and then getting in the title contention. Uh, we'll see. It all goes down tomorrow night, man. So let's jump into this thing. But before we do all that, I want to remind you guys to like and subscribe up to the YouTube channel. Like us on Facebook at Dead on It MMA and Instagram at Dead on It MMA. Also, we're gonna drop our lock parlay. But remember, guys, we got more than one parlay today. So if you want to get all of our parlays, you're gonna have to like us on Facebook and Instagram to get those other couple parlays. With that being said, before we get into it, what you think about this, Zach?
Yeah, man, huge card, biggest card in a while. Some of the best fighters in the world fighting on this card. A lot of showcase fights, a lot of bangers. I mean, everything you're looking for, you're gonna find it in this card. And like Harley said, all we ask is that you like, subscribe, and if you agree with us, comment. If you disagree with us, comment. And yeah, follow us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram. I'll post the link in the description to do all that. With that being said, let's get right into. All right, first fight. This got added not too long ago. We have Loic Rachkabov taking on undefeated Esteban Ribovic. Who we have on this fight?
Yeah, man. I kind of went back and forth on this fight because Esteban Ribovic, first of all, very good on the pronunciation.
Hey,
Anyway, Esteban Ribovic, he's coming up the contender series. He's a pure knockout artist. I believe he's 8-0. All of his wins are not only knockouts, but they're first round knockouts, if I remember correctly. Um, so he can definitely put the lights out. But when you go deep dive into this matchup, you got Louis how you Restabov. I'm sorry if I
Rachkabov.
butchered his last name. Yeah, you got him, and both guys technically making their UFC debuts, but you look at him, man, he's got uh big fight experience, man. He's fought some of the best names in the PFL. He's fought Chris Wade. Uh, he brought him to a decision. Um, he's fought two main events in the PFL. He's been around some big fights, and he's a very good wrestler at that. So for me in this fight, man, both guys have a chance. If Rivervich catches him early, he can definitely put his lights up. And um if Louis can implement his wrestling, man, to me he should definitely win. With that being said, I'm gonna go with uh Louis by decision. Like I mentioned already, he's a great wrestler, making his UFC, but his UFC debut. But he's fought some big names in the PFL and done well. Uh, Ribas making his UFC debut, explosive striker with a 100% finish rate. Tough, tough fight to call. But I gotta go with, I gotta go with Louis, man. I mean, I think like I said, his experience and his wrestling is different. What you got, man?
Yeah, this is pretty much striker versus grappler matchup. You got
Mhm.
Ribovic. He's got a lot of finishes on his record. It's very heavy-handed if you watch the film. And he's not like a novice on the ground, man. The guy can grapple as well. He gets takedowns. When we look at Reshkabov, the guy is primarily a wrestler. Will come forward, does tend to fade a little bit, which is kind of worrisome because Ribovic was scheduled to fight on this card, had like a 8-week camp, all that. It's all really gonna depend on how prepared Rachkabov is. Was he a guy waiting on a fight and training his ass off, or was he getting the call not in peak performance shape? That can definitely play a factor because if Ribovich weathers the storm, the wrestling storm, he can win second round, third round. I can see that happening. But I'm gonna go ahead and say he's in top shape, taking a fight on short notice on a big card like this. And I'm gonna go with Rashkabov getting a decision win. Definitely a stay away bet for this fight.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But
Yeah.
yeah, it's one of them fights where you got an undefeated guy. We don't really know how good he is. He didn't face the best competition. And then you got a vet who's fought in big organizations, beat some top guys, lost to some top guys. So it's kind of a weird fight. Definitely stay away from it. But my pick is Rachkabov by decision.
They're really the tough fight to call.
All right, second fight we have Fareed Basharat taking on Damon Blackshear.
Man, another interesting fight here. But I'm gonna go with the young guy, man. Um, so I'm gonna go with Terry Ventura by decision. His ground game is gonna be the difference for me. Very talented fighter with some good height behind him. I see him having his way getting to the ground, landing some good ground and pound, and getting getting a decision victory. With that being said, man, Devon Blackshear, veteran guy, he's he is a step up for a fan veteran. I think Blackshear's gonna test him in ways that nobody else has tested him before. So I can't sleep on Devon Blackshear. Definitely the toughest test that fan veterans probably had in a while. But like I said, I think Ventura just the young gun. Um, he's really talented, pretty well rounded. I think his ground game be the difference, but I see him uh winning a decision victory.
Yeah, Basharat, man, he's one of these new prospects that can kind of do it all. He can wrestle. He has kind of the McGregor style striking. Very dynamic striker. Damon Blackshear, he is just coming off a draw to Yusuf Zalal, and Zalal has a lot of wins in the UFC. So that kind of lets you know the type of fighter that they're putting against a debut guy. So that means they have a lot of faith in Basharat. Basharat's like a 5-1 favorite, which I think is a little too high
Yeah,
to say
that's a
guy
little bit of a
making his
stretch.
debut. You know what I mean? So I think Blackshear is a submission artist. He has a lot of submission wins. And with that being said, I could see Damon giving up takedowns, trying to go to subs, and we've seen how that played in every weekend during the UFC fights. It just doesn't play off. And I think if Basharat, it's really his fight, man. If it's standing, I see him winning. If it's to the ground, I see him winning. And I got him by decision on here. But if there is an upset, which there is always an upset, I would have to say Damon Blackshear might be spoiler on this one. And that's my
Yeah,
pick.
man. Yeah, man. I agree.
All right, third fight of the night, we have the veteran Jessica Pinier facing on off with Tabitha Ricci.
Yeah, man. In this fight, I'm going with Trevin Ricci. My ground game is the difference for me. I think Penne could have some success on her feet if she keeps it standing and keeps the fight in her range. Uh, I think she'll have a chance. But in this fight, I just see Richard's run game being too much for her. And one of the biggest differences in this one is Richie's a lot younger, still in her fighting prime, and Penne's in her 40s, man. So with that being said, Penne, she's done some good work in her career, but Penne's got to be on the way out. Uh, like I said, Richie's still in her prime, really solid ground game, good grappler. I think that'll be too much for Penne. But Penne's a taller, longer fighter. Like I said, if she can keep it on her feet, keep the fight in her range, she'll have a chance. But uh, just looking at the fight, I gotta lean towards Reach right now by the decision.
Yeah, this is pretty much grappler versus grappler. Pinier, her whole career grappled has wins on the ground. Ricci kind of showed she does similar. I think Ricci is just a better version of what Pena was in her prime. I see Ricci, if she wants to keep it standing, she can get the better of Pena, but ultimately it's whoever's going to get to the ground first and keep that position. I think that's Ricci. I think she's a more well-rounded, younger fighter, and I see her probably winning a decision here. I don't see her subbing Pena. Pena is pretty good on the ground.
You don't, yeah, and I agree. Penny does have a good ground game too. That's both their fortes. But when you look at two girls that or two fighters even that have the same style of fighting, don't you think that Penny's got to try to keep it on her feet and
Pena's
keep it
never
at range?
Pena's never been known to be a striker.
Yeah.
She's always just shot, so I don't see her changing her style for this fight. I think if anything, she's confident in her ground ability over Ricci.
Okay.
I think it would
Yeah.
probably be, in my opinion, it'd probably be the other way around where Ricci is, you know, probably more confident in her stand up when it comes to this fight. Um, Her stand up is probably better than Pena's on a bigger gap compared to the ground game. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah.
All right. All right, moving up the card in a super exciting fight at 135. We have Mana Martinez facing off with Cameron Saaiman.
Yeah, man. Like Jake said, super exciting fight in this one. Uh, this one between Martinez and Saaiman. For the striking heavy matchup. Uh, both guys rely heavily on their striking. Um, I'm gonna go with Saaiman by late KO or TKO. That might surprise some people, but I really see him getting stopped in this one. I think he's a better striker, and he's also shown his ability to grapple. You look at his last fight. Um, I'm drawing a blank here. I forget the guy's name, but he fought a pure grappler, man, and in my opinion, he won those things. You know, so he's shown that he's more than capable of grappling and having success. Um, like I said, he's got plenty of tools in his arsenal. I see him. I see him put a lot of pressure on Martinez, uh, wearing him down on his feet and getting him finished. But like I said, if he needs to get to the ground, he can. But I'm gonna go with Simone by finish.
No doubt. Yeah, Simon is a guy that we don't know how good he is. We talked about another undefeated guy previously, and it's tricky with these guys because some of them haven't been tested. And Simon's last fight, he took a guy who took the fight on short notice, UFC debut. So he kind of did what he was supposed to. Now you get a guy like Mana Martinez who is known to be in the fight the entire fight. Every fight he's been in has been a scrap. Um, the way to beat Mana Martinez in his UFC losses is take him down, hold him down on the ground. On the feet, man, he's a wild striker. He has power and he could take shots. I see Simon's path to victory is just staying within himself, not getting out of character, not getting into a brawl. If he gets into a brawl, I think Mana Martinez wins that one all day. Uh, I think he's just got to fight a clean technical fight. Like I said, this was a hard pick for me. I know the odds maker had Simon as a big favorite, but I just can't put that much stock into a guy when he hasn't been tested, and I know Mana Martinez is going to test him. So, like I said, if it's a brawl, Mana Martinez. If it's a clean technical fight where he's taking him down, keeping him on the outside, I see Simon winning. But ultimately, I'm gonna go with the technical guy and Simon.
Yeah. Um, and when I say putting pressure on him to get the stoppage, I see Simone putting more pressure. You know, just walking him down in a small way. Constantly keeping him on the back foot, closing the distance, and I see him catching Martinez, but it'll be interesting, man. It's
You see
definitely
him
an
catching
exciting
him
one coming
early or
up
later?
later.
Yeah. I think the safe bet for this one is that it goes into round two. that it
Yeah,
goes past 1 round. I think that'd be a safe bet because
yeah,
both guys are pretty, you know. So
yeah,
yeah, we're going with Cameron Saaiman, but be careful picking him. All right, next fight, another undefeated prospect, Ian Machado Garry facing off with Kenan Song.
yeah, man. We had Ian Machado Garry versus Kenan Song. Uh, in this fight, I'm going with Gary. Um, I think I think Gary will KO Song. Uh, KO coming. I mean, I'm sorry. Um, Song coming up for KO loss. He hasn't fought in almost 2 years. I think Gary's boxing will be a little too much for Song. So I'm gonna go with Gary by KO.
Yeah, when looking at Kenan Song, he got wins in the UFC. I think he's a perfect guy to put in front of Ian Garry. I want to say he has like 4 or 5 wins in UFC. It's not over big names, and every time he kind of takes that step up, he either gets caught or loses by decision. Ian Garry, not the most heavy-handed guy, but like you did mention, he is explosive for the first round or two. If he catches him, I think it'll be early. If it goes past a round, I see Ian kind of winning a decision. That's what he kind of been doing lately is winning decisions, which is good if you're an undefeated guy. It shows that you can go all rounds and you're not just finishing guys. You're passing the
Hmm.
test fully. With that being said, I think the stand up and the takedown defense of Ian Garry is just gonna be a little too much for Kanon Song, and I'm gonna go with a different route. I see Ian winning by decision on this fight.
Damn, it's like we gotta stick together, bro. But all right, I respect it.
All right, moving up to the next fight, Julian Marquez facing off with Marc-Andre Barriault. What we have on this fight?
Yeah, man. This fight's a little tricky too. I see a lot of guys picking Marc-Andre Barriault, which ain't a bad pick. Both guys have passed the victory in this fight. I think this one can truly go either way. But man, I gotta go with Marquez by submission, man. I see him getting a fight against the cage, um, getting to the ground, uh, getting himself. I think the key in this fight it boils down. It's simple. Uh, I think Marquez needs to grapple early and often, and I think Marc-Andre Barriault needs to keep it on his feet. If Barriault can keep it on his feet, I think he can catch Marquez. If Marquez gets him to the ground, I think Marquez will win and probably get a submission. So, but it's gonna boil down to who can establish the game plan first. Uh, you know, um, Marc-Andre Barrios is definitely the better striker in this matchup, for sure. But Marquez has the better ground game and can wrestle. So with that being said, um, I gotta lean towards Marquez by submission, man. What you got?
Yeah, Marquez is a finisher, man, and Marc-Andre usually wins by decision. So if it goes, like you said, if it goes like the more technical route, all 3 rounds, probably Marc-Andre. If there's a finish, which I'm anticipating a finish, I think Marquez gets it. Marquez is just a dog, man. He comes forward, he throws big shots. If he gets you to the ground, he's diving in for submissions right away. Like I said, Marc-Andre might be the more technical fighter, but that hasn't got him wins in the UFC. And Marquez might not be the most technical fighter, but his tenacity and ability to go after the finish has got him wins in the UFC. And I know Marquez is an underdog, but I'm riding with the underdog on this pick. Marquez probably by submission or TKO by getting it to the ground or hurting him and then finishing it on the ground.
Yeah, I agree. I like that.
All right, moving on the card, we have Viviane Araujo taking on Amanda Ribas. I'm gonna go ahead and break this down first. Araujo, has always been a flyweight. She's always been a physical girl. She's always been known to be able to take fights to the ground and hold her own standing up, right? Ribas has been like a 115er most of her career. She has switched to 125. Not saying she looks bad, but to me, this is a close fight. And it comes down to two things, right? Can Araujo's gas tank hold up? And can Ribas keep up with the strength of Araujo? Um, you know, Araujo has constantly had this problem. I'm hoping she fixed it on pacing herself. If she paces herself, I think she has too much power, too much strength, too much wrestling for Ribas. And I love Ribas as a fighter. I think she's very well rounded. But in a new weight class, man, it's just different, man. It's just different. I think Araujo is able to probably win the first two rounds, and Ribas probably gets the third in a close competitive fight.
Yeah, man. I respect that. Like, it's definitely gonna be a close fight. With that being said, uh, and that's what I gotta go with Ribas, man. Really close fight. Could definitely go either way. Um, I'm going with Ribas by decision. I think she's the more technical fighter, better striker as well. I see her having her way on the feet and out striking Arroyo. But like I said, don't sleep on Arroyo. Close fight, man. I just gotta go with Amanda Hebos. Close decision.
No doubt, no doubt. All right, next up, we have Derek Brunson facing off with Dricus du Plessis. Who we have for
Yeah,
this?
man. Oh, another good fight, man. Derek Brunson versus Dricus Plessis. Um, you got Dricus Du Plessis who's been on the roll. He's built like a freaking tank. Uh, fighting Derek Brunson. Derek Brunson is a big step up for him. Derek Brunson's tested a lot of fighters in the past, specifically with getting to the ground. Um, but in this fight, if Brunson can get into the ground, he have a chance. If Duplessis keeps it on his feet, I see Duplessis finding the chin and getting that KO. With that being said, I'm gonna go with Duplessis by KO. Like I said, he's on the road right now. Bigger, stronger fighter. A step up fight for him. Uh, if Brunson gets to the ground, he'll have a shot. But I just think uh, that that Duplessis is too big, too strong, and I see him catching Brunson against the finish.
Yeah, I mean, we see it time and time again. If the UFC fucks with you as a middleweight and they like you and they want to move you up into a closer title shot, they're gonna give you the Brunson test. We've seen it with Holland, we've seen it with Till, we've seen it with Adesanya. You're either gonna pass it or you're gonna fail miserably and maybe switch weight classes. So with this fight, it's a little interesting because in fun fact, they actually trained together in the past. So that tells me that they both believe that they can beat each other. Super confident in it. Um, I have Dricus winning this fight, but it's not that simple. He's gonna have to weather the wrestling storm of Derek Brunson. Once he can stuff the takedown, Brunson striking goes down completely, right? He kind of takes a lot of risks that he doesn't need to and goes for broke. I see that's where Drake is probably catching him. Uh, but if Brunson does get him to the ground, man, Brunson has excellent top pressure. He does not let you breathe, does not let you get up, might not be the most exciting, but he gets the job done. So when I'm looking at Dricus and he got taken down by Darren Till, I know he's probably working zero takedown defense for that fight, but that's still iffy if you're getting taken down by Till, who's primarily a striker. So risky fight right here. I'd probably stay away from it. I know Dricus is a big favorite, but man, we've seen this time and time after again.
Yeah,
You get the Brunson test, and you're either gonna knock Brunson out or Brunson's gonna take you down for 3 rounds. But yeah, got Dricus in this fight.
Vaquero.
Yeah, KO or TKO.
Okay.
All right, next up in the featured prelim, we have Cody No Love Garbrandt returning, facing off with Trevin Jones.
Yeah, they're trying to Cody no love Garbrandt or no chin Garbrandt. We're gonna see something's gonna give. Uh, Still respect Cody, man. With that being said, yeah, um, I, both guys destined for a win. Um, I just gotta go with Garbrandt here by KO. He's got more power, more experience, fought bigger fights, fought the who's who in MMA. That team is all. Uh, you got Trevin Jones. He can finish you as well, but man, you can't beat no love experience. You know, um, both guys have a chance in this fight for sure. Both guys have been stopped in the past. I just think that Cody's striking's a little bit better and he's got more experience. I just see no love catching him, and finally getting right back on track. Um, with that being said, you know, big fight for both guys. They have to win. Whoever wins stays in, and my opinion is whoever loses probably gets cut. So, huge fight in both of these guys' careers. I got to lean towards no love with the power and strength.
No doubt, no doubt. So listening to these guys' interviews, Cody Garbrandt sounds like he had a lot going on when he was taking these past recent fights. A lot going on with his personal life and injuries and stuff like that. So I think he took the right amount of time off, and it seems like he assembled a real good team in Vegas, working with Dewey Cooper, who's a well-renowned striking coach. And I mean, when you're in Vegas, you got the who's who of sparring partners and trainers to work with. I think that's a very good look for him. And then you got Trevin Jones taking this on 5 weeks' notice. So a good amount of time to prepare for a guy like Garbrandt. Trevin Jones, man, he does have a win over Mario Batista, and Batista is killing it right now on a good bit of a win streak. So Trevin Jones, not a bad fighter, man. A lot of guys backed out on him, and he's just had to fight killers and take what he can get. And this is kind of what his career has been, is taking killers on short notice. So if you look at his record, I know he's on like a 3 fight win streak, but all those guys were just killers themselves, and they just out wrestled him. So now he gets a striker. So this is gonna be interesting because we're gonna see if Garbrandt is gonna stick with the boxing or mix in the wrestling there. I gotta go with Garbrandt. He's just been there, done that, was champion for a reason. I know he's been getting caught, but I think taking the time off, making the proper adjustments, working with Dewey Cooper, I think we're gonna see a new and improved Garbrandt and a resurgence in his career. And I think Trevin Jones will put up a good enough a fight to stay in the UFC. I mean, he's been taking fight after fight on short notice versus killers. I think the UFC keeps him because, that's a guy who's gonna say yes to anybody.
Yeah.
Opening the main card, man, what a lot of people are very excited to see is the debut of Bo Nickal in the UFC, taking off with the UFC vets Jamie Pickett. What do we have on this fight?
Um, Man, in this fight, I gotta go with Jamie Pickett, just the mid-bowl nickel, man. Uh, Jamie Pickett, really good wrestler. You know, Bo Nickel, it's just levels to this. I, I, I I see uh, Jamie Pickett blasting those double legs and get it to the ground and more than Bo Nickel and ultimately getting a submission, man. Probably round two. You know.
Hey,
Nah, uh, all bullshit aside, man. Bo Nickel by stoppage, man. Bo, I mean, he's one of the biggest prospects to ever come to the UFC, if not the biggest prospect. Uh, Three-time national championship winner at Penn State. Uh, the year that he didn't win it, he was a runner-up. He's in the finals all 4 years. Uh, might be the most decorated wrestler on the planet right now. Um, I, I mean, there's not much to say. Bo Nickel getting to the ground and getting the stoppage. You just submission a ground and pound. Bo Nickel. Um, a lot of people say he can out wrestle Combat Somalia. I mean, hey, if that fight happens one day, it'll be instant. But right now, I mean, the kid's a stud in the wrestling department, and I don't see Jalen Pickett slowing him down here.
Yeah. Um, Pickett, he does have 2 wins in the UFC, but he also has like 4 or 5 losses. This is a guy they're clearly trying to build up in Bo Nickal, giving him a fight to like kind of introduce himself on a John Jones card. Smart business move. I definitely see Bo Nickal getting the win in the first round. Either exactly how he's been doing it, man. He's been doing it the smart way. A lot of guys are scared of his wrestling, rightfully so. They forget Bo has 2 hands that he can hit him with. Bo hits him with his hands, hurts him, takes him down right away. And his submission game, is very, very smooth. He's hurting guys and they're waking up into triangles, rear naked chokes, stuff like that. So that's very impressive. I seen him doing it again with Pickett, man. Definitely. First round finish.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, moving up to the second fight on the main card, we have Mateusz Gamrot stepping in on short notice, facing off with Jalin Turner.
I'm going with Gamrot by decision. His ground game's gonna be the difference. If Turner can keep it on his feet, he'll have a chance. But uh, Gamrot is just too well rounded and too good on the ground. I gotta go with, like I said, Gamrot by decision.
Yeah, man. Gamrot, I mean, he's relentless with his takedowns. If he doesn't get the first takedown, he'll shoot the second time. He doesn't get the second time, he'll shoot the third time, all in one sequence. Does not get tired. His striking is to set up his takedowns, but he can be in there and striking. But with that being said, Jalin Turner is a different animal when it comes to standing up. His striking is very fucking good. The way he puts his
Yeah,
combinations together, and he does not mind coming forward. Usually, you see lone guys, they try to fight on the outside, they circle. This guy's in there to finish you. So it's whoever dictates their game plan and is in their range of fighting, right? Jalen's path to victory is stuff to take down, stand up, right? It won't be a fun fight for Gamrot if that happens, but if Gamrot gets it on the ground, vice versa. And I see Gamrot ultimately being able to get it to the ground. We see Jalin Turner get taken down by lesser opponents. Not saying he hasn't been working on that nonstop because he probably has, but he was preparing for Dan Hooker. It's a whole different opponent. Gamrot is not
oh
the
yeah,
best matchup for him. So I see Gamrot just being relentless with the takedowns, and I think his submission game is nasty, and I think he gets a sub, probably second or third round.
yeah, I agree.
All right, moving up the third fight of the main card, we have another undefeated guy. We have Shavkat Rakhmonov facing off with Geoff Neal.
Man, uh, I feel bad for Neal, man. I got to look Rakhmonov by submission. His ground game is just too damn good, man. Uh, if Neal can keep it on his feet, he'll have a chance. But again, I hate to be so clear cut and dry in some of these fights, but it's the truth, man. Um, if Neal can keep it on his feet, he'll have a chance. But if not, Romanov is gonna take over, get it to the ground and submit it, man. I think that's what's gonna happen. Honestly, I see Romanov getting a quick submission in this fight as well. So hopefully, Golf Neal can make it a fight because the guy can fight. I just think again, there's levels to this, and I see Romanov getting that quick submission, man.
Yeah, I mean, you can never count Geoff Neal out of a fight. He's always going to be in a fight. He has very heavy hands, and he doesn't mind taking one to give one, right? And very fast hands at that. But when you look at a guy like Rakhmonov, he can do it all, man. He's probably the most well-rounded fighter in the welterweight division. And don't be surprised if you see him fighting for a belt and probably grabbing the belt. This guy can stand, he could wrestle. I mean, he could do it all, man. Just as good of a wrestler he is, he's just as good striking. Like he's very well-rounded. So
He's a beast.
yeah, so I definitely see Rakhmonov getting the win, but I'm not quite. I don't know, man. I mean, he fought Neil Magny and did what Neil Magny does to people. You know what I mean? This guy's very good. So don't be fooled if he's out striking Geoff Neal. You know what I mean? But yeah, ultimately, I think he probably plays it a little bit safer, strikes on him a little bit, gets the takedown, and maybe a sub or maybe a 3-round decision. No, I'm not too sure on that, but I definitely got Rakhmonov, and he's a lock for me.
Yeah. My personal opinion, I think he gets a quick sub, and I can see him getting a decision as well. We'll see.
Yep, yep.
Come on.
All right. We have the co-main event, Valentina Shevchenko facing off with the challenger Alexa Grasso. Who do we have in
Yeah,
this?
man. Interesting fight right here. Co-main event, big fight, obviously. uh, Shevchenko struggled lately, man. She's showing that she's somewhat beatable and human. Uh, uh, so this could, like I said, this could be similar to this thing. But I gotta go with Shevchenko by decision, man. Her ground game be the difference. Grasso has been on a roll, but there's levels to this, man. And it look, I almost hate saying that there's levels to this because it sounds so cliche and people say it over and over and over again. It kind of sounds like a broken record, and I have it of that too. But Shevchenko, man, she's literally one of the best in the world. Forget women's MMA. She's one of the best in the world. Period. Now, like I said, Grasso's been in a row. Shevchenko did struggle in her last fight. Personally, I thought she lost her last fight. I did, but the judges gave her the fight. It's a win in her back pocket. She learned from her last fight. That's the most adversity she faced in a long time in a fight. Well, that and I think that could benefit her, because she got to learn what she needs to work on in a win. And that probably made her more hungry and say, hey, man, I got to step my game up. I got to step this shit up and, you know, not go back to the drawing board, but work on some things, you know. Uh, and look on the flip side. If she'd have ran through her last opponent, she wouldn't have learned much of anything. But now she's had time to reflect on it, go back to the lab, work on some things. That probably motivated her a little bit more to get up in the morning and put those 4 rounds in. I just I gotta go with Shevchenko, man. I think she's just too much for Grasso. But don't sleep on her. I mean, hey, if she comes out, if Grasso comes out hot and Shevchenko stumbles out the gate like she did last time, it could be another instant fight. So we'll see. But I'm going with Shevchenko by decision.
Yeah, fun little fight they put together on this one. We got Shevchenko, uh, pound for pound, probably the most technical fighter. She's good everywhere. She could take you down, she could strike, can do it all. And then we got Alexa Grasso, who probably has some of the better hands in the women's division. Uh, but keyword well-rounded. Grasso has struggled with wrestlers in the past. You look at her 3 losses. We have Carla Esparza, wrestler. We have Tatiana Suarez, wrestler. We have Felice Herring, wrestler. So the path to victory to beat Grasso is there. You got to get her to the ground. Grasso's last couple wins were against girls who kind of favored standing up. Some of them might have liked grappling, but they favored standing up. And she's been able to get off a win streak. With Valentina, man, she's deadly everywhere. I mean, even if they're standing up, it's not going to be a walk in the park for Grasso. She still has to implement her boxing and get in her range. Valentina has been known to be a good kickboxer before she even got into the UFC. So, like I said, I think Valentina's striking is going to hold her own, and then she's going to get the takedown. And I think from there, she's probably going to grind out a decision. Grasso is a very, very tough girl, and she's got better at scrambling back up. But I think Valentina gets the nod in this one, and most likely takes it to the ground.
Yeah. Before we move on to the big one, to the really big one, I want to just kind of piggyback off of what you said because everything you said is 100% true. Um, Grasso, really good striker. She's struggling to pass for wrestler. Um, Shevchenko, Shevchenko she's more of to me, her specialty is more of her ground game. But people, let's not forget, but and you touched on it too. Valentina can strike. Valentina can do it all. So even if Grasso keeps it standing, it's not going to be an easy fight for him. I
No,
just think that Shevchenko is just too well rounded. And that's a good way to put it. Too well rounded. But hey, Grasso has to keep it standing because if Shevchenko gets to the ground, it's definitely over. At least if she get it, keep it on the feet, she have somewhat of a chance. But that's the key, you know. I just think Shevchenko's too well rounded.
no doubt,
I'll
no
leave it at
doubt.
that.
All right, main event action, what we've been waiting on for 3 years. We have John Jones making his comeback at heavyweight, facing off with you looked at in the cabinet and the Ciryl is gone. But you got
Yeah, I see what you did there. That's pretty clever. The Ciryl is gone. Hey, very good, bro. Very good. I'm gonna take mental notes of that for next time.
all right.
With that being said, before we get into this breakdown, one of my biggest things in this one, man, it's not even to do with the fight. It's when John Jones crawls up those ring steps and he hops on into that cage. You know, he's moving up to heavyweight, so he pack on some pounds. You know, he might ate some gumbo or ate some fish. You know, with that being said, will he be able to do the cartwheel, man? Or you think he's going with the cartwheel? Or
That's a good question, bro. Should we
I mean,
you want to put a bet on it?
yeah, man, we can.
All
No,
right.
we're not
I
gonna
put
bend our
five
chair like
five
we did
dollars.
last time.
$5.
All right, yeah, that'll work. Perfect,
I got
perfect.
him to not do the cartwheel.
Huh?
I got him to not do the cartwheel.
Oh, I'm going with the cartwheel because his pride's gonna be in the way, man.
Okay, okay.
You,
You
you
gotta
understand?
complete the
He's
whole
gonna.
cartwheel though.
No, no, he's just gonna try. He's just gonna
Yeah.
attempt it.
All right, man.
Yeah. Do you think he crawls up the ring step?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Just one because that's big, man.
That
That's
is
big.
big. That is
Yeah.
big.
But that being said, very tough fight to call. Very tough fight to very tough to call on a cartwheel. But we'll see in just about 24 hours. Very interesting. Very tough fight to call on a serious note for me. Just because Jones, I'm gonna say this: if you would take away the PED stuff, the stuff out of the cage, all the drama that Jones. And look, I'm not trying to badmouth John. I'm really not. Just saying everything that he's been through, all the drama that he's had to deal with. You take all that away and you just look at his fighting and his resume and his career. John Jones might be the best of all time, man. You know, I mean, the guy can do it all. Uh, but he's had a lot of personal issues. I'm sure he's put that behind him. Being that he's making his return now, so he's put that behind him. But he's older now. He hasn't fought in 4 years. He's moving up a weight class to fight uh, a knockout artist in Ciryl Gane, man, who can clean anybody's clock if he catches a man. With that being said, this is what it's gonna boil down to for me in this fight. John Jones can strike. He's the better athlete. He's the more well-rounded fighter. He's the longer fighter. He's so long. He'll keep you at the end of his punches, kick. We've seen that in the past. You know, he's fought. You know, he fights so well in range. But in this fight, to me, uh, I think that John has to get it to the ground in this fight. Not to say that he can't, do some decent work on the feet, but you don't want to play into Ciryl Gane's strengths right there. You know, Gane's going to be the bigger man, the the more powerful man, while Jones is going to be the more technical fighter and the better athlete. He's got to get it, take the fight out of Ciryl Gane's world as quick as he can, and, and get to the ground. If he can do that, I think he wins. Um, I think he, I think he can win on the feet too. I think he needs to play it safe and get it to the ground, man. If God catches him, he'll be in trouble. So that'll be the biggest telltale of this fight. With that being said, I'm gonna lock in my pick. I gotta go with John Jones. Yeah, he's been out for a long time. Uh, we're unsure. Man, it's so freaking tough to pick. I'm gonna go with Jones though. We're kind of unsure with what we're gonna get in this one. From John at least, but he's the he's the more technical fighter, better athlete. Uh, Such a good fight IQ. I think that'll win in the fight, man. But if God catches him, if it turns into a kickboxing match, it'll be instant. If God catches him, don't be surprised if he can put his lights out. What you got, man?
Yeah, I mean, I get that, new weight class, 3-year layoff, all that. I get it. Get it. But we talking about the best to ever do it, bro. The
But
best to ever do it.
I know. But can I ask you this before you jump into your breakdown?
Of course.
Like, and he is the best ever. He is, bro. Without a doubt, he is. But a 3-year layoff, and he's 35. He's not his prime anymore. Like, and look, who knows? He might come out and look good. He really might. But we don't know what we're gonna get from this version of John Jones. Now, look, if we get the the athletic John Jones, keeping you at range, shooting takedowns when he needs to. If we get all that, John Jones definitely wins. But it's just Father Time. And look, I'm not saying that Jones is done right now. I don't know because he might go out there and piece up Ciryl. But Father Time is undefeated.
Bro,
The
what's the average age for heavyweights?
40.
Them
But
motherfuckers
I know,
old, bro.
I
He's
know, brother.
Trust me, he Gucci. His brother is almost damn near 40 playing in the NFL. He gonna be all right.
I just don't know what version of John Jones it is. Being that more weight on him. But I'm going with Jones. I'm just a little nervous.
All right. Check it out, man. Gane, you feel me? Great stand. Great stand-up fighter. You feel me? He's had a good run. You feel me? He has some good wins. Almost won the belt. He just needed one more round. You feel me? But, you know, if you look at his fight with Francis, when somebody got him down and he had to get back up, the man started huffing and puffing. All right. Every fight before then was a stand-up fight, or they took him down and he got a quick submission. Am I lying?
You right?
All right. So if you're getting tired when Francis is getting you down with one leg and is not a wrestler, what you think gonna happen when Jones get him down, bro? If you've been watching Jones interviews, you've been watching the embedded series, he's saying it without saying it. He's not stupid, bro. He's not about to stand up with Gone. If he does, it's gonna be the setup to take down. Once he gets the fucking takedown, it's over with, bro. It's over with. Like you said, go get the hot dogs. Whatever you say, bro. Go get your hot dogs. Because it's done, bro. I'm telling you. Jones at heavyweight, when he gets you down, is gonna be a whole different animal, and you're not getting back up unless he lets you back up, bro. Ngannou, props for him learning to wrestle. Great athlete. But Jones is a super athlete, just like Ngannou had been wrestling his whole life. You feel me? He's gonna get him down,
Yeah.
and I feel like he's gonna get the TKO win or a submission win. I mean, bro, Jones it's crazy how serious Jones has been taking this, bro. Like the man has got
And
a
I,
whole team together, a super team. He's got sparring partners, you feel me? Some people bring in sparring partners. This man got like 4 or 5 UFC heavyweights that been established. You know what I mean? And he's saying he's taking people down, no problem. I gotta go with Jones on this one. All respect to
but
Gun, you feel me? Gotta go with Jones. I don't care about the
me
three
too,
three
man.
year layoff, man. I feel like if there's anybody to come back from a 3-year layoff, it would have to be.
Oh yeah. If anybody can do it, it's definitely him. 100%. We're gonna know right away.
And
I'm gonna tell you right
we
now.
talking about a 3-year layoff where you ain't have no injuries. No, like you just took those 3 years to get better, bro. You feel me? Like you had a long ass off season. You ain't, you know what I mean?
That's all season, huh?
Like, come on, man. Come on.
Man, I'm gonna tell you though, if John Jones stops Ciryl line, son of a bitch. Like, that's gonna be wow. Because that's gonna show, hey, I'm here. I'm here and I never left.
Right. I think he does, bro. Like
Yeah.
he's
Cool. I got a question for you on camera, but I'm not asking after that.
no shit. No Harley. I don't know what this is about. It's
No,
probably
no,
about a fight.
no, it's about the fight.
All right.
Real quick though.
All right. So if you've been rocking with us for the last I mean since we started, or if you last 2 weeks, we've hit our parlays. We gave y'all basically, bets for free. All we ask is that you
Please.
like, subscribe, comment, all that stuff that helps us out, man. We're not asking for no money, man. And then if you win, send us your receipts, man. Show us that we're good for it. But yeah, for this one, I mean, this is for me. I don't want to jinx nothing, but this is the easiest parlay I ever put together for plus money. We have Valentina Shevchenko, you know, she-
Oh,
she's
oh,
she's good for it. We have Shavkat Rakhmonov, he's good for it.
no, huh?
And then we have John Jones. You feel me? That's plus money. That's like a plus 128 right now. Get it right now too, because the odds, you never know what's gonna happen with it, but you get your money back and plus a little bit more. Let's go, man. All we ask is that you hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and comment, man. If you agree with us, hey. If you disagree with us, we'll comment back. Let's get it, man. Harley, you got anything for the viewers?
Yeah, man. Before we wrap this thing up, man, I just want to say, like and subscribe to the channel. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram. We just gave y'all a free life parlay. And like I said in the intro, if you follow us, all you gotta do is follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Better Than MMA. And if you do that, we're gonna drop two more parlays on top of this one on fight day. So you have three free parlays if you follow us on Facebook and Instagram. All we ask you to do is like this video, spread the word, just continue to follow us, man. Um, Shout us out on social media when you win big, because you're gonna win big. And with that being said, we'll see y'all next time. Enjoy these fights, man. Peace.